Hey everyone, Gage Ryan here to showcase my anti-meta stun deck for you today. This is what we'll loosely call it Chaos Stun. I know that there's no BLS in the format, there's only one Chaos Sork, but that's kind of what it's modeled after. I feel like it gives you a chance to play a couple, a hand trap or two that you're not accustomed to playing in the main deck. It gives you the chance to utilize some other monsters you wouldn't normally play in these styles of decks. I also wanted this deck to have more of a focal point with the monsters as opposed to, summoning Thunder King and setting 5, so to speak. So I really like this deck. It's really fun, really consistent, and it holds up better than you might expect the deck would based on how it looks on paper. So we're going to get right into it. I'm going to try to explain everything that needs explained, but if you have any questions, be sure to leave a comment. So here we go. Yeah, double Kaiku. If you want to play 3, I wouldn't call you crazy. Kaiku is amazing. Get stuff out of the graveyard. Any kind of Vayu deck, or really any Blackwing deck that even plays Vayu for that matter, let alone Lightsworn and other stuff. I mean, it just disrupts so much stuff. Double DD Warrior Lady, great way to get around annoying monsters, problematic cards. Everybody knows what DD Warrior Lady does by this point, but it doesn't target. It's good setting it turn 1. You feel pretty safe against most decks, I feel. So I like DD Warrior Lady. Breaker, 2 of them. Another card, if you played 3, I wouldn't call you nuts. I mean, I feel like there's enough decks that don't rely on back row that you can justify not playing 3 of this card, but I love Breaker. It's one of my all-time favorite cards, ironically, because I'm a big back row player. But just this card's ability, like, you can just summon it into multiple back row. You kind of don't care if they bottomless it, or God forbid if they, like, solemn it or something. I mean, you just laugh, because, I mean, even if they I don't know, Fiendish Chain it, they bottomless it, like, it did its job. It's fine. Double Cyber Dragon. I love this card. Probably another one of my all-time favorite cards. Great against any kind of machine deck, obviously, to Chimera attack them. And I mean, they summon a bunch of fortresses, you summon Cyber Dragon and laugh at them. We all know about those plays. But in addition to that, it's good against Blackwings. Like, do they really want to, like, burn a Battle Trap? Do they want to burn a Kalut on this? They'll have to sometimes, and that's the fun of it, because then you summon your stuff that actually matters afterwards. And in addition to that, like, it's just good against Gravekeepers, good against other anti-meta shit. Great card. Double Honest, not much to explain, just one of the best cards in the game. Another card you could kind of set turn 1 and feel okay about the position you're in about. Double Spy and Descendant, just another great turn 1 card. Like, you're just setting Spy turn 1. Your opponent's, like, let's say 5 times out of 10, they're going to summon something and attack into it. It's probably going to live because it's 2,000, has a gigantic ass. You summon your Descendant out, and now they're afraid to set back row. And, God forbid if you have a Book of Moon or something on top of it, you rack up advantage with this card really easily, and then you can just simplify the board all at once. I love going, like, let's say you open Spy, Book, Caius, and so they're going to attack into the Spy, you'll bring up Descendant, you Book of Moon, end phase, flip the Spy down. Your turn, you flip Spy, get the other Spy out. You Descendant pop 2 of their cards and then tribute the Descendant for a Caius. And then you laugh all the way to the bank. On to the one-ofs. You got Thunder King, DD Crow, Gale, Spirit Reaper, Caius, Chaos Sork, Gores. The Thunder King is not very good in Edison format, generally speaking, but there are searchers. It is 1900, it does stop inherent summons, and it is a light monster, so I feel like for those reasons, it's enough to justify playing 1 copy of it. Like I said, I don't think you should, like, stockpile Thunder King, so to speak. I don't think he's very good in Edison. There's way too much Raikou, way too many ways to get rid of him. There's a lot of stuff that special summons from the deck that Thunder King can't stop, but like I said, for the reasons I mentioned, it's good enough as a one-off. DD Crow is great. I almost want to play more, but we'll see how that goes. DD Crow is just so fantastic for dealing with that one annoying fortress that your opponent needs in order to keep their plays going. Or, like, let's say you clear their field, then you crow their fortress. They don't have a follow-up play, and you win. Gale is just great. Stardust Killer. Just beats over anything big that you have problems with. Good card. Spirit Reaper, not much to explain. It's limited for a reason. I love clearing the field and just throwing a Spirit Reaper down, making your opponent burn their Mirror Force on this, because they don't want to rip a card out of their hand. It's another great card. Caius, spot removal. Spy and Descendant make this super playable. You can, if you absolutely have to, you can tribute Cyber Dragon and stuff off of that, but normally, like I said, you're getting the tribute fodder for it off of Spy and things like that. I almost want to play Sangan for the same reason, but one thing at a time. Yeah, Chaos Sork, not much to explain. Another one of the best cards in the game. Gores, another one of the best cards in the game. So it's 20 monsters, which is a massive amount for a lot of anti-meta decks. So there's a lot of anti-meta stun decks play like 7 monsters, right? So I wanted this deck to have more of a focal point in that regard. And it's not as if it's just exclusively normal summon 1 pass in this deck, because you have Cyber Dragon, you can do goofy plays with Honest, you flip Spy and get your Descendant. Like, it has a couple of different plays here and there, so that you're not just statically summoning one and hoping your opponent doesn't have Bottomless, so to speak. On to the spells. Not a lot of them. You got Triple Book, one of the best spells in the game, in my opinion. Especially if you can make it work. It's so obnoxious. And if you can, not to mention if you can make it work in your deck or have synergy in your deck, it's just such an obnoxious card. Double Upstart. Not sure how I feel about this, but for now it's in here, and it does help with consistency. Obviously, 37 cards and all that. Brain Control and Heavy. Not much to explain. Onto the traps. You got Triple D Prison. In my opinion, is one of the best trap cards in the game. Just so many annoying cards that you have to deal with. And I mean, it's a great way to get around Fortress. This is like the Fortress's ultimate enemy, basically, outside of like Bottomless Trap Hole. So, which I got 2 of them in here too. But you got Double Oppression. I love this card. It's one of my all-time favorite cards. I play a lot of my all-time favorite cards in this deck, actually. But just Royal Oppression's great. Even something that's like a soft lock, if you will, like Thunder King, Royal Oppression. Like, that locks down a good amount of stuff. Double Bottomless, doesn't target. Great way to get around Fortress and a bunch of other shit. I don't really care that there's some decks that get under this a little easier than others. You can side it out if you need to. It's too good not to play in the main deck, I feel. Unless you're playing like Chain Beat, So, Starlight, Trap Dust Shoot, Mirror Force, Torrential, Solemn. Not much to explain on that. And it's an even 40 cards. Can't play more than 40 in these kind of decks usually. Extra deck, not much to explain. I'm just going to fan through it. It's the 3 Chimera attacks and, the basic synchros that you would kind of expect from any of these sort of decks. I don't really, outside of Gale, you can't really synchro. There's a time where I was kind of messing around with more tuners at one point, but that time has long since passed. So I think the only tuner in the deck's Gale, unless I'm legally blind. But anyway, we're going to go on to the side deck. We got Double Doom Cal, another one of my favorite cards. Probably the last time I'm going to say it another 2 times, actually. But Doom Cal's really good. I wish you could special summon this card. If you could special summon and abuse it with Call of the Audit and stuff, just imagine. Well, that's probably why they didn't do it, because that'd be pretty OP. But point being, Doom Cal is really good against anything that is not one of the top decks. It's basically the one side card for everything that is not a tier 1 deck. Because against rogue decks, Doom Cal is amazing. But against Vayu, it's horrible. Against Frogs, it's horrible. Against Machines, it's horrible. Like, there's virtually no way that you can play this card against a meta deck, which is why you can't main deck it. But against a lot of Rogue or, Gravekeepers, like, it actually has purpose in other matchups. So this is the one card in the side that is for anything that's not a top deck. Double Fossil Dyna. Arguably my favorite monster of all time. I love this card to pieces. It's not a light or a dark, and it's not as good against some of the matchups, which is why it's in the side deck, but the matchups that this is good against, it will absolutely win you the game. I always love, and again, it's the classic thing. This is why I love playing Fossil Dyna and a lot of my Gravekeeper lists, is just for the fact they think you're going to set a spy, or, in redo formats, it'd be a recruiter or whatever have you. They think you're going to set a spy, and so they're getting ready with their play to stop your spy. They swing into it, you flip up a Fossil Dyna, and blow their whole field to smithereens. It's one of the oldest plays in the book, and it's one of my favorite plays in the book. Double King Tiger Wanghu. I think it's the last time I'll say it, but one of my favorite cards of all time. This card is great. And again, not as good against some of the decks, which is why you don't main deck it, but it's good against like a lot of like Lancer variants and stuff like that. Not so good against heroes, which is why, again, it's not a good main deck option. But again, another like Rogue Killer, another good card against Frogs. Like, it has a lot of purpose. So I enjoy King Tiger Wanghu quite a bit. If I could find a way to make it work in the main deck, I would. Second, Thunder King. For the same reason I mentioned before. I mean, it's when you can find matchups that it is good against, like if you know you're not going to be running into like Raikou in your opponent's deck or something, it can have more usage. It is a light 1900, all the things I mentioned before, but it's worth at least trying in the side deck rather than trying to make it fit in the main deck when you know game 1 it's going to be dead against a lot of shit. Second, DD Crow. I almost want to play 3, to be honest, but I always hate main decking one and then side decking two of another card. It just never felt correct to me. And it's also just but again, like you don't really want to main deck multiple crows because there are matchups where it's not the best against. So I go back and forth. It's kind of tough for me. Grand Mole is amazing. I love this card. I main deck it if I could, but I don't think I can. There's just certain matchups it's not the best against. But if you're going against Vayu and they just try to like drop a bunch of synchros on you and you just start Grand Moling them away turn after turn, they are very, very tight. You got double D-Fissure, not much to explain. You can play macro, you can play a whole bunch of different floodgates in here. I just stuck with D-Fissure for now, but we'll see where that goes. You got a copy of Knock in here. There's so much flippy shit, so much Raikou, all that. Honestly, you could probably main deck this if you wanted to, but I chose to side deck it. MST, not much to explain. Probably should main deck it, but for now it's on the side. Like, you can maybe, like, cut a D prison and put the MST in there if you wanted to, but I like 3D prison, so that's why it's in the side. And then pulling the rug, not much to explain. Great against Monarchs, great against normal summons, all that kind of stuff. You just want to have answers for a wider range of stuff. I also didn't want to pack the side deck with a shitload of floodgates and all that stuff anyway. I didn't want to build this entire deck with one philosophy and then just completely abandon it come the side deck, you know? So a lot of monsters, a lot of main deck normal summon effects that get you advantage and keep your opponent out of the game, or with stuff like Spy and Descendant where it builds you advantage very quickly. It's a very fun style of the deck to play, and I enjoy this a lot more than just the Thunder King set 5, you know, stuff that you're used to seeing. So that's about it for the deck. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you saw the angle that I was kind of working at it from. And by all means, if you have any changes, be sure to leave a comment. Give me any feedback. Let me know what you think of the deck, how it plays for you, and how it performs for you. And maybe I'll make a follow-up a little later on. So that's about it. Really hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you soon.